It's the governor. What's going on, y'all? We're here today to bring you that second lesson to submit to a master. So, in the first lesson, we outlined the theme, which is if you want to be a master in life, you must first submit to a master. And to bring clarity to this, and again, that saying comes from if you want to be a master in life, you must submit to a master, comes from Jay Electronica. And the clarity comes from no one other than Drake. And it's these days, fame is disconnected from greatness. And so when we talked about when we talk about master or mastery, we're speaking in the terms of greatness, kingship, what it takes to get there, and what those titles, legend, what those titles entail. It's not just the experience of achieving one goal or reaching one mountaintop, but the legacy of achieving multiple mountaintops and acquiring and all that goes with it. And so we learned earlier that a master is somebody that the pupil, the young man, the player discovers on their journey. And they discover the master through their own action, but also through their own humility. And we discussed briefly what the master brings to the pupil. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So with this lesson, the theme to keep in mind is mastery or greatness is coached. Examples of masters, again, are fathers, coaches, the OGs of the game. And in the mountaintop lesson, we'll understand, and we understand that in kingship, your master is your queen. Now, how does this work? What is the application to this? This lesson is all about practicality. So, what does the master provide the pupil? The master provides the pupil three things, or three main services that the master provides the pupil. And these are things that the pupil are going to need on the journey to greatness, to creating the legacy of a legend. And that is correction, direction, and motivation. Yes, hands are super ashy because we came from the nature straight to the lab to cook this up. We typed it all up, and now we're bringing it to you. So there was no room or time for lotion on this motion, okay? So with that, the master brings the pupil these three things, this correction, correction, direction, and motivation. We're going to break this down in a different order, though. We're going to break this down as correction, motivation, and direction. The direction comes first, but the motivation is how the pupil gets there. But the way that we're going to explain it, we're going to explain the motivation first, because it's how the direction even gets started. So, but first, the first thing that the master brings the pupil is correction. Now let's be clear. Correction is often confused with discipline. Discipline is something that is administered consequently for an action. You do something wrong, the action that you have undertaken is wrong in the game. It breaks the rules of the game. You made the wrong turn in the game, and then you are disciplined for it. There's a consequence. This universal consequence could be known as karma, but I have it here written uniquely. Correction is administered discomfort that is meant to correct a behavior. Discipline is a discomfort that is administered as a consequence to an action. So correction is administered by the master, and it's administered to correct a behavior that's probably natural to the player. No matter how good a player is naturally, he can have all the talents in the world. You could take someone like LeBron James, has all the talent in the world, but talent means nothing without coaching. Look at LeBron James again. You may have all the talent in the world. You got all the money in the world. But that doesn't matter when trying to get to the goal. There's something that LeBron James needs. There's correction, because there's natural parts of you that are going to conflict, or going to have a conflict with the TDC, the little small things that are needed for greatness. And I'm not going to use LeBron James in this situation, because LeBron James is just known for practice and watching film. But that could be one of those things. Studying film. You naturally don't want to study film. Your coach makes you study film, makes you learn from your mistakes. It's that correction. And when you don't learn from your mistakes, what does he make you do? He makes you run. That discomfort of running, doing extra push-ups, extra shots after practice. All of these things are correction to help the player in fixing behaviors. Now, motivation comes in the fact that the master has the ability to see the future for the player, sees things about the player that the player or the pupil doesn't see within themselves. And that vision into the player, and then the master acting on seeing these attributes, gives the player motivation to actually act. Like, I'm doing this because I know someone believes in me, even though I don't even see what it is that they believe in. I don't even see this great end for them that they have, that they speak into existence. The things that they correct me for and teach me for, they prepare me for something that I don't even see for myself. That motivation provides the player something that they don't have themselves, because it's like, why would this person take time and do this if they didn't see something in me? That motivation is different than telling someone, oh, you did a good job. Oh, you can do it. Oh, don't quit on me. It's that time and investment and energy in something that a person doesn't even see for themselves, that drives the player to become what it is that the master sees. This is tied directly to direction, because the master provides direction to the pupil, to the man, to the player, in the sense that the master can see things. What do we mean by see? When we talk about seeing something, we talk about someone having the ability to have hindsight, insight, and foresight into something. So the master has hindsight, insight, and foresight for the pupil, and that allows the master to open up doors, to prepare the pupil for things unseen, to remind the pupil of mistakes made, and also to be able to see the current situation that the pupil is facing in the moment, and how to be able to judge that situation. These things are due because the master has been there. The master has seen it all. And even when we get into the queen aspect of it, when you're on the journey to kingship and you're dealing with this concept that we're going to talk about in the mountaintop, the queen has seen everything that the king has done. There's nothing new that you can do under the sun other than learn from your mistakes. So it's not like you're going to exhibit a behavior that is not new unless it's the change to which you or the team or the relationship or the game, that adaptation that the game calls for, where you have to adapt, where you have to grow. Again, you're getting out of your comfort zone. And there's something that comes with this concept of submission to a master, and it comes even early in the game in the correction phase, and that is humility. The player has to humble themselves. Again, you can have all of this talent, all of this money, all of this bright future, but it means nothing if you're not able to humble yourself for correction, to listen, to take on the wisdom, and to go against what you may naturally do. Because the natural path, the natural man is not a king. A king is an evolved man. Evolved, the best player, the one that has overcome all of the obstacles, or that is willing to take on all of the obstacles. And so, lastly, again, in the application of this, the master provides the correction and the motivation and the direction. Give you an example. Let's say you're a husband. You're not doing the right thing at home. Your significant other may make you sleep on the couch, give you that cold shoulder, and throw you the pillow, this, that, and the third. What is that? That is correction. Because you've done something and they're trying to show you that's not what you're supposed to do. It's not discipline. It's correction. They motivate you because they take on your attributes, your other half, which is your wife, your other half, which is your team, your other half, which is your master. You recognize in the humility stage that this concept, this other aspect of the game is greater than you. It's greater than all your money. It's greater than all your talent. It's greater than all your bright future aspects, things to come that have yet to be realized or manifested. All of those possibilities are nothing compared to your other half. Your other half is the best side. The master is the best side. Why? Master's already been there. And so, with that being said, there is a humility for one who seeks to be a master in life to submit to a master, to openly say, that is who I learn from. That is who corrects me. That is who teaches me. There is somebody that can tell me what to do. There is somebody that there's someone who corrects me. Because discipline is ultimately distributed by the Creator in the game of life itself. So stay tuned for our next lesson. The mountaintop lesson. With that being said, power up.